going to show you different things in your life. He's going to give you that feeling on the inside that you're supposed to do something. But if you're not open to receive that, life's going to be different for you. Right? And I was there a semester, had the child, 18 years old, but I always had this passion for entertaining. Right? And I ended up dancing for a R&B group from Jackson, Mississippi. The name was Recognition. They were real hot back in 2005 up to about 2010. I had the opportunity to travel the country and perform on big stages with some of the biggest named artists in the industry today. Right? Performed on BET, performed videos on MTV. And everything that I had was invested in that project. Right? Because we get caught up in trying to build somebody else's dreams. When you have a purpose in this world to go out and build yours, because yours is what's going to amount to somebody else building theirs. We each have a purpose that we have in life. We each have a purpose that we're supposed to walk in life. Period. No matter how great you think you are, no matter how mediocre you think you are, the truth is we're all great. We're all great. Dealing with that having a child at a young age, still headstrong, not listening to my mom, not listening to my dad. Everything with that went south. I had everything invested in my time, my money. I had turned away from friends and family to pursue this. And I had all my dreams in somebody else's pocket. All my dreams in somebody else's vehicle. So when that crashed, I crashed. Everything. I was confused. I was depressed. I was broke. I was walking around and smiling. But not many people knew what I was going through. But I always knew no matter what I went through, that one day it was going to make one heck of a story. Right? She went through what she went through, not necessarily because she had to go through it, because there was going to be an opportunity like today for her to get on a stage just like this to share with people just like you what she went through, so that you can get in your mind that it's possible. That's all you have to understand, that there's hope and that it's possible. Period. Nobody can deter you from your goals if they're clear. Nobody. Dealing with that. Still headstrong. I was so headstrong that it got to a point, when you go so far in a direction that when you try to look back for help, you kind of feel embarrassed. You kind of don't want to go back. That's where I was. And that put me in a position where because of the choices I made, I was sleeping in a car. I was sleeping in a two-door car with two other grown men. It was three of us total in the car during the summertime. We all know how Mississippi weather is. It gets hot during summer, and we didn't have a lot of money, so we couldn't keep the car running. Right? So we had to crack the windows to let it air in, but this time of year the mosquitoes start coming in. I had to wake up early in the morning to go to the dry cleaners so I can wash my shirt, so I can get up and go to this serving job that I had to wait on people, working from the time they opened to the time they closed. Go and get back in that car, sleep, it smelled like garlic bread. I was actually working at Olive Garden right here on 55. Going back, smelled like garlic bread and marinara stains on me. But it was decisions I made that got me there. And that's one thing we have to do. We can't blame somebody else for what we're dealing with. Just being upfront and real, exactly where you are in your life is based on decisions that you've made to get there. Own that. Understand that and move past it. Stop addressing them as problems and just there's something happen and find a solution to them. Move forward from dealing, at the restaurant, things had gone south with the group. I was still trying to find my way. I was meeting all kind of people, trying to network, still wanting to do entertainment. And every street that I went down, every person I turned to, it was a dead end, struggling. Then I went from the restaurant job. I started working at Comcast in the call center right there by CarMax. Right? I was making decent money. I was making like $3,000 to $5,000 a month at there being on the phone, but I wasn't happy at all. Now, it got to the point where my job was to keep people from cutting off their cable service, to keep people from losing that. You know how you call Comcast and news every other week about something going on crazy. When you call me, my bill too high, or I didn't order this service. The truth is, when you call in Comcast, the person holding that phone, when you try and disconnect, they can do anything that you ask them to. They can lower your bill, they can cut off your internet service, they can make it cheaper, they can add a free channel. Anything you want to do. But the more money that they save, the less money I made. So I was going back and forth with myself. Older people were literally calling in, crying because they wanted their TV channels. They just wanted a couple channels. and they bill $100, and all they got is Social Security come in, and I'm dealing with that. Came to work one day, I sat down, and I said, and I prayed to God, I said, God, if this is not what you want me to do, let me know. Just let me know. I'm okay with that. Just let me know. 20 minutes later, I got an email from my supervisor saying that I had mishandled this call, doing some kind of all crazy, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I took that as my sign. I finished up, when it came my lunchtime, I packed up stuff that I needed, and I left, and I didn't look back. And I said, okay, when I invested everything I had in that dance project, when I put all that I had there, it failed. I would never put what I have, my gifts, my talents, in somebody else's hands. Never. Ever. I'm worth too much, right? And a lot of you are relating with me right now. You got a feeling inside that you want more, right? You want more. You want to be more. You want to make more money. You want a better house. Whatever it is, you want more. And somebody will tell you that that's bad. You're not supposed to want more. Like, it's natural. The tree wants to grow taller. The grass wants to be green. It's natural, right? You out there, there's something that you want to do. There's a business that you want to get started. There's something that action that you want to take, and you stop it. The truth is, you're going to keep wanting to create. We're made in God's own image. God was a creator. Therefore, you're going to continue to want to create. You're going to continue to want to step out and do more. You're going to continue to want to better people. It's human nature. You can't fight that. Accept it. No, stop dealing with what people have to tell you, because that's what I was doing. I had gotten to a place where I was letting people get to me. I kind of got sidetracked on what I wanted. All right, and then working this restaurant a couple of years, time went by, and I was leaving my apartment one day on Beasley Road. And there was this guy waving me down. He wanted to ride to work, and that's something I just really don't do. Give people a ride to work. I just felt uncomfortable. But something that day was just, he was like, I'll give you some gas money. I said, okay, well, come on, get in. So he was, we driving, and he said, man, just stop by the store over here so I can get some change, and I can pay you. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just pray for me. Just pray for me. We pull up in the parking lot. He said, park right here. He said, there's something on my heart. He said, God's going to position you in a place that you are speaking to more people, that you're empowering, that you are inspiring more people. The stages be so big that you really don't know what's coming. And some of you have heard something similar, but you're scared of it. God has told you that you're supposed to move, that you're supposed to go here, and you turn your back. She's blessed with the businesses that she has because she was obedient. We have to move forward. We have to go on in a direction that allows us to be obedient to God. After I left that job, after I walked away from it, I said, I'm gonna push myself. I have many talents. I was blessed with gifts. I'm gonna push myself. I didn't know how. I just knew why. And that's what you have to focus on, the why behind things. Too many, we try to figure out how we're going to get from point A to point Z. We're trying to figure out B, C, D, and we're tripping up over all those steps in between versus figuring out why we want to get here and just believing in God that we're going to get there. Because in life, when you want to get somewhere, all you have to know is two things. Well, three things. You have to know where you are right now, completely practical. Be real with yourself. Where are you right now? And where are you going? Then you have to understand why you want to be there. Whether that be your children, your mama, your daddy, your friends, yourself, whatever it is, you just know why and attach yourself to that. That's what I did. After I walked away from that job, maybe a week later, I met a gentleman by the name of Mitch C. Davis. He's actually sitting in the back of the room right now. And he believed enough in my vision for myself to give me a chance. He was starting off, he was building himself up, building his brand, building his name. I was doing the same thing. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I just knew that I wanted to do it. I knew that there was a purpose behind me wanting to do it. I knew last year that I was going to be speaking to people. I didn't know that I was going to be here speaking to you, but I knew God was moving me in that direction. I knew that there was a calling on my life to start speaking to people. I knew that my story was going to make one heck of a story. He believed in me enough to give me a chance to offer his services to me for free, to help me build my name up. Within 6 months after walking away from that job, I landed a spread in a magazine, Boom Jackson. A commercial that's on UMC, still playing right now. National commercial for UMC. Most of you probably seen it. Going from there to getting an extra role in the Get On Up movie. From there, going on to, I was kind of dealing, and I knew I needed to kind of have a business. I didn't know what. I said, well, if I'm going to push myself, if I'm going to market myself, well, why don't I just learn how to market? Why don't I just learn how to market? So I started studying on how to market on social media, how to utilize social media, because I knew that I didn't have a lot of money, but I knew that I could set up a free account on social media, and if I learned how to use it, I learned the science behind it, I could push myself. There's a will, there's a way. Right? There were people in this very city when I was trying to model that told me that I don't really want to work with you. Yeah, you're not big enough. Right? And those same people will walk up to me right now and shake my hand. After they turn their back, those same people walk up to me and turn my hand because I set out, I made a decision. It's something about making a decision. Once you commit to it, it's pretty much done. Ask, believe, receive. God said that. I don't know if you guys know, but if you believe strong enough, it's gonna happen. Right? The very fact that you desire to have something, proof that you can have it, lies in the desire itself. Right? Because you see it behind your eyes before you see it in front of it. And you don't see it with your eyes, you just see it through. So whatever you picture up here that you have for yourself, attack it. Nobody else is going to do that for you. Right? Regardless of what people are making you believe, and the truth is they make you believe everything that make you afraid of doing better for yourself. Right? I don't watch the news. I don't read newspapers. I hardly listen to the radio. If I'm consuming something, it's something positive. Something's going to feed me mentally, feed me spiritually. Because the more you fill your mind with that garbage, the more you're going to think about garbage. If you have to get your mind mentally strong. You can't expect to be in the best shape of your life if you're not going and working out. Right? If you can't expect to really understand what God has for you if you're not feeding yourself with what God has for you. All right? Now here today, actually September 25th of 2014, I was working at a serving job up in Madison, Mississippi. I was serving pizzas and salads, refilling sweet teas. And you know how you get when you go out to restaurants, you know what you ask for. And he need to get me this napkin. If he don't give me that, he not getting no tip. I was making $2.13 an hour plus tips. Most people don't know that that's what servers make. $2.13 an hour plus tips. Right? So imagine waiting on somebody, hand and foot, 45 minutes to an hour, making sure they had 8 pepperonis on their pizza, making sure they had 3 lemons and not 2. They had the extra hot water so they could put the fork in, playing with the kids, sweeping up the children, everything you could think of, and somebody reaching in their pocket and dropping nickels and dimes on the table. All that 32 cents, 18 cents, $2. And I still got this little girl. Right? I still have this weight on me because of the decisions that I made. I still have to prove myself right. I walked away from that job and went in full-time business for myself. What made me do it? Faith. I didn't have nothing but a belief in God. That's all. Even when I was going through it, people walk up to me and they say, "Man, I don't know how you do it." Because when I was sleeping in the car, I wasn't afraid to tell nobody because I knew I had made the decision to get there. But yet, still, even dealing with that situation, it's gonna make one heck of a story. I'm gonna get out of this, right? Because what you're going through right now, your purpose in life is not for you; it's for somebody else. I'm speaking here today. For me, I enjoy to do it, but somebody's here is feeling something about it, feeling some type of way about it. You're feeling this. You're starting to shift. Because you know that there's better out there. You know that you can be better, do better. Right? 27 years old, right? And I never graduated college. I don't have any sort of degree, but I knew that I needed education. I knew education did not come just one way. I knew that if I wanted to learn information, I need to go out and learn it. I didn't need somebody sitting in front of the room teaching me. If I wanted to learn it, I was going to go out and learn it when nobody going to stop me from doing it. Nobody. Today, people pay me for the skills that I've learned. Right? I moved forward to owning the business. Move forward. Now the people that I was dancing for, I'm marketing for. Right? I'm able to go and speak to people that make 6 and 7 figures a year and inspire them and move them. People coming to ask me in business that have been in business 6, 8 years that I've excelled. I got involved with a vacation, a travel company, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with network marketing. It's a network marketing company. I got in September. Last week I became the #1 ranking individual in the state of Mississippi. The first one to become this rank. No degree, but just will, just belief in God.